Packer and Durham, uptown Charlotte at the Charlotte Marriott City Center. It is the ACC tip-off, and the Wolfpack is in the house, West Durham.
Just like they say, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Old guys here, too, now. Jericho Helms played at NC State for 20 years. This is his 21st season at NC State. Manny Bates has been there about a decade and a half. What, old guys? Pack, older guys.
I like it.
I do too.
We don't have to go to the roster. We know these guys.
We know these guys.
Jericho's been on the show before, so that's no big deal. He's already had the traditional question.
Yeah.
But I got to give you guys props because you come rolling in here, we ask you if you want something to eat, you're like, no, we're good. We ate at Morton's last night. We're good. I mean, come on
Somebody
now.
taking care of the players last night.
Big time.
Big time.
Nice.
All right. The two-time reigning block shot champ in the ACC is here. What part of your game besides that are you excited about this year, Manny?
I'm just ready to show everybody that I can do a little bit of everything. I've been working on just my whole offensive game and like shooting my mid-range.
Yeah.
Me and Coach Keith have been working on me like expanding it to my three. So just
whoa, hold on. 3-point line. Don't tell people that. Right? We're used to the shot blocks. We're used to the post stuff. You're telling us you're standing at 3-point line?
Everybody has to see it.
Hey, Jericho, hold on a second. You're not putting up with that, right? I mean, you're the leading scorer on the team last year. Last thing you need some 6'11" guy out there thinking he's
taking your threes.
Dirk Nowitzki going to fire up three. Come on, man. You tell him get inside and get the rebounds and quit worrying about that 22-footer. Straighten him out, will you?
I'm proud of him. He's been working and he wants to show what he can do, and I know he can do it. So I'm excited to see it.
You guys have got to be. Because there are very few teams that have any age about them, that have any experience about them, depth of experience. You guys are one of those few teams. You got to be pretty excited about it, aren't you?
Absolutely. We have like a group of guys coming in. We have a few good transfers coming in. So I'm just excited about this team in general. We're going to be proving a lot of people wrong this year.
No,
sure.
Last year is last year, Jericho. But you know what? You guys are playing as well as anybody down the stretch.
Yeah.
Yes,
and given the fact that what you lost coming down the stretch with Devin getting hurt, I mean, you guys took it to another level and really impressed. You got to figure that momentum hopefully carries over to 21-22.
I believe it does. I think just spreading the love has been the thing for us this year. Just not worrying about too much of what we had last year, but what we got this year going on. And like Manny said, we got new guys coming in, and we're excited to just show people that what we got. So.
Well, I mean, you got Cam, Thomas, Sebron's back, you two fellas, and then in one of the more, and I'm not sure how many ACC basketball fans have realized this, that two guys from Virginia, Casey Morsell in your case, came to NC State, and Justin McCoy went to Carolina.
Yep.
So I got to ask, when Casey Morsell walks in the locker room for the first time or shows up to play pickup after you've played him for a couple of years at Virginia, what's that like? Cole, what's that like?
You know, me as a person, I'm going to let Casey know, but that's my guy. I love that he's a dog on both ends of the floor.
Sure.
And his game is exciting. So, me as a person, I'm going to let you know about your old ties, but he's with us now, so it don't matter.
Is it different, Manny? Is that the kind of world of college basketball? I mean, like when y'all play travel ball, I know guys switch teams, right?
Right.
So it's not that big a deal to guys like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But for fans, that's a hard one to take sometimes, don't you think?
I feel like it's definitely like a hard take. I just see it, especially like next year, like when I see Casey in a Wolfpack jersey, like it might be different. but of course, like Cole said, like he's with us now, so like we embraced him and we love him here at NC State.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of your coach, I was going through something, I think it was yesterday, on social media, which I don't spend a whole lot of time on, and I see your man with the handle out there, Kevin Keats, snapping ankles and everything else.
Jericho's laughing.
What was going on with Keats? Was he just trying to show up you guys going, hey, listen, you still got a little game here, don't worry about it?
Put some of that pheromone you, did he?
Yeah, he still got a little game, but I don't think he can handle Ern. I think he was playing one-on-one with Ern. So.
Yeah.
Take me about his passion for the game, his passion for your improvement. I mean, I've watched you guys practice a couple different times, done several games. The passion he has for the program and the passion he has, Manny, in your case, he's like challenged you to be vocal, challenged you to lead,
Yes, sir.
in addition to the stuff that goes on the basketball floor, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm typically just not like a vocal guy, so I've always been that guy to like do things and pretty much like lead by example. So now, like this year, like we have so many like new guys and like new faces, so like I gotta be that guy to be more vocal. I gotta tell everybody like where to be at, like in this situation, or like what to feel for, just being out there on the floor. So it's definitely been a big change, but I'm embracing that role completely.
Yeah.
Jericho, I want to know this. You know, we were talking with Joel Berry leading off the show today, former North Carolina star.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, players have a respect with players. Fans
sir.
lose their minds.
Right.
But the players all kind of know everybody.
Yes, sir.
Now, you're sitting there on Tobacco Road, right? You got a shade of blue to your left. You got a shade of blue to your right. And you're sitting there with the red and white of NC State. What is that like as a player? For fans that are watching or listening to the show, what you guys go through when you're out there competing, and I know that's Duke, I know it's Carolina, but hey, you know what? We got 2 national championship banners in our house too, and you got a fan base that is just beyond hungry and thirsty to win a title. What's it like as a student athlete at NC State as a men's basketball player?
I love it because I feel like it's kind of an underdog type of role that you take where you put on the red. I think not everybody gives you the certain respect that they would give the light blue and the dark blue, but other than that, I love it. I embrace it every day, and it's exciting to me. So,
all right, Manny, what do we need to know about some of these young guys? We talked about Casey. Tell us about Breon Pass. Terquavion Smith, I know, comes in highly thought of. What do we need to know about these young guys?
All these guys are highly competitive. Like they are passionate about the game of basketball. Ernest Ross is very versatile. So people like he's gonna surprise a lot of people. He's 6'8", 6'9" forward, and like he pretty much can do it all. And like we're still like working with him on like the knowledge of the game. Terquavion Smith, an unbelievable scorer.
Right.
Just highly competitive. Like I love our young guys so much.
Tell you what, with a name like Terquavion, you better score, right? I mean, I know y'all been giving him the business, but I hear he can flat out light it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's a in my turn, he's a dog. So I like playing with dogs, and I know he's gonna give us the extra boost that we need and confidence that we need when we get on the court. So,
Jericho, and look, Devin's injury was, devastating to you guys, but yet you bounced back from it, right?
Yes, sir.
In particular, it provided you a path to score more, to showcase a little bit more about your game, maybe even to kind of accelerate your play at an opportune time.
Yes,
what
sir.
did you learn about the latter half of last season that'll help you this year?
Just being able to step up and be mentally strong, not as far as scoring all the time, because you're not going to score at the top of your game all the time, but trying to affect the game in other ways and do anything that you need to do to help your team win. So I think it just helped me step into a role of leadership more and just be a little bit more confident.
When the media poll comes out, I have no earthly idea where they're going to have you guys. But something tells me you wouldn't mind seeing 8th, 9th, 10th, right?
Yes,
you guys
sir.
would live with that.
Yes, sir.
With that chip right on your shoulder all season long.
Yes, sir. I love it. Just like in high school, I've been the underdog, and I think since freshman year we've been the underdog. So I take that role and I embrace it and just use it as motivation.
You know what I figured out? Manny grew up in Fayetteville. Jericho's a St. Louis guy.
Yes, sir.
See, and Jericho knows Jason Tatum, Bradley Beal. Does he come in and tell everybody how good basketball is in St. Louis, Manny? Is that the way that works? I get the feeling that's the way it works.
Yeah, that's definitely normally like how it goes. Like he always is like St. Louis he calls it the hoop state, but everybody already knows it's North Carolina. So
yes, sir.
I knew you would do that.
Yes,
the
sir.
hoop state.
Yeah,
Is that what we're going with?
Yes,
Missouri.
sir.
We're going
I'ma
with the
stand
Lewis
on
of
it.
hoop
No wonder why that chip's on that shoulder so big.
Unbelievable.
Stand on it.
Hey, great to see you guys. Good luck.
sir.
Be
Appreciate
well.
it.
Jericho,
Appreciate
thank you, my
you.
man.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Keats coming up next. We will talk to the head coach of Wolfpack in the house.
There he
Look,
is.
Keats is already ready. Yeah, oh, my God.
And
talking. No surprise there. Kevin Keats next on set. Packer and Durham at the ACC tip-off.
Packer and Durham. NC State. Let me emphasize the red and white of NC State.
Really? Are you going to go there again?
That's what the colors are.
All right.
We've seen it loud and proud right there.
Look who's
Keats
here.
hanging out with us.
Look who's here. Yeah.
You know what?
What's that?
I am glad to be here with you guys.
I bet.
And I know many people haven't said this, but I miss you guys. I know it don't sound right.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I miss you. I want to know.
I only gave you $40, and we got that out of you for $40.
I want to know what your electric bill is, because I know that you're back in the basement. You two guys are back in this basement.
Yeah.
What's your electric bill for the month?
Well, here's how I'm going to operate this deal, Coach. When I get done with my third year here at ESPN, I'm going to hand them a bill for about $75,000. Just go ahead. Hey, it's what it costs for 3 years of putting this bad boy on. Air conditioning, electricity.
Oh, my gosh.
It's crazy.
Oh.
$75,000?
No, I'm just messing with you. It's not $75,000.
All right.
It's not $75,000.
All right.
But it's got a comment in it, though.
Yeah.
I'll give you that much.
Well.
Big old comment.
Listen, I'm so excited to be sitting here with you guys. I don't take it for granted. I know it's been tough during the pandemic.
Yeah.
But we're back. We're back.
If I asked you to describe the difference from last year to this year, it would be what through 10 days of practice?
Well, I think excitement. We have a lot of youth.
Sure.
We got more guards than we have post, and that was different than last year.
Yeah.
We've got some guys who played in postseason last year that are returning, 4 guys who were instrumental in us winning 5 road games at the end.
Yeah.
And then I've added a top 25 recruiting class and a couple of transfers, and I really like the mixture of my group.
All right.
Here's what I like, and I hope that the end of one season can kind of transfer into the next, because by the end of last year, you were playing your best basketball. And coming off the injury with Daniels, you're thinking, man, it could have gone a totally different direction. But your kids bought in, and, man, you guys played great down the stretch.
Last year probably was the toughest year that I've had as a coach. We had 2 pauses because of the pandemic, and we're not the only one that went through that. But also with Devin Daniels, who was averaging about 17 points, almost 5 rebounds a game, it completely changed our team. We had to shift who we were. We went to playing more interior basketball. We threw the ball inside to Manny and DJ, and it was different. It took us time to adjust. We're different. We're a completely different team. We've got more guards than we have posts. We'll play a little bit different. I understand that there is a pandemic still going on, but hopefully we can play 10 guys this year.
In a sense, Devin Daniels' injury devastating, but a silver lining for Jericho Helms to take more of a leadership role, more of a production role for your team and grow as a player?
Wes, I think the biggest guys who obviously got better because it was Jericho.
Right.
But also, let's not forget about that Manny Bates became a scorer.
Yeah.
We were able to throw him the basketball. Darion Sebron had a chance to play.
Yes, he did.
Jericho was good because we were able to take him from more of a power forward to small forward. So a lot of guys had to step up because of Devin Daniels.
All right, wait, Pack, you want to ask him about what Manny Bates said?
I want to hear this.
Well, Manny said he's got this 23-footer. He's stroking it from 23 feet. And Jericho, I said, you better get your big man back inside. I don't know who he thinks he is at the top of the key.
Look at Kevin Keats.
Just so you know, Manny Bates is no longer a center. We're not going to list him as a center.
What are we listing him as? A basketball player?
No, he's a basketball player.
Basketball player.
That can step out to 23 and shoot it.
Excuse me?
He's not lying about that. He's put a lot of work in the offseason. He's gotten a lot better. Instead of running a lot of pick and rolls, we're going to run a lot of pick and pops with him. Everybody that's scouting us know that Manny Bates can now shoot the 3. True story.
I'm done. Now I'm going to go back to my basement after hearing that, because I thought Bates was pulling our leg.
No, he's to give Manny a lot of credit. He's put a lot of work in. My assistant coaches have worked with him a lot.
Yeah.
He has improved his range. We do understand that we're going to throw the ball inside to him, but you will see a mixture of him being able to step out and make shots.
Is he the best example you've got of your work in Raleigh at player development?
I would say him, but also let's not forget about Jericho Helms.
Okay.
We've had guys. We had C.J. Bryce who sit out.
Yep.
We had Devin Daniels who became a really good player who sit out, transferred from Utah. But then Manny and both Jericho both recruited to NC State. They both became really good basketball players. They both are all ACC level guys now.
Yeah.
So I would say those 2 guys.
I know this has nothing to do with this upcoming season, but I'm going to say it anyhow. Give you a head start for next year when we're all hopefully hanging out You know,
I'm afraid about what you're going to say.
No. You've already scared me with Bates from 23. I can hear NC State fans when that first time when you can say, hey, we're going to run this play for the game winner. I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting to see how that goes down.
PNC Arena gasps.
Yeah. When Bates is wide open from the top of the key for the winner. This time next year, you are going to be the old man on Tobacco Road coaches. That's kind of a crazy thought, isn't it?
Yeah, watch what you say about that.
No, listen, I mean that also as a total props.
I'm going to explain to you why I'm saying that. You got to watch what you say about that now. So we can either talk about, all 4 ACC schools that's in North Carolina, or we can just talk about, the Triad, our area right there. I will have the most experience, the guy who's been there the longest.
But
not
just not
forget now that Hubert Davis and both Steve Forbes are older than me. I don't want to get labeled as the older guy. So
I meant as head coach.
I know that, but I just want to make sure that
I'm not talking
about
somebody come over and help cut my meat and my vegetables. Come on, Coach.
You said that. I didn't.
But I know because of who you are and the basketball journey you've been on in coaching, you cherish the competition with Roy Williams. You've cherished the competition with Mike Krzyzewski. You worked with Rick. I mean, you know how this world works. To be part of those basketball legacies means something to Kevin Keats from Lynchburg, Virginia.
Well, absolutely. I'm the NC State basketball coach, and every time we go out to play, whether it's Duke, Carolina, or any other team, we want to win. We're going to win. We're going to put the best product on the floor and compete as NC State basketball university, whatever we are. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, those two guys have been really great for college basketball in the ACC. When you look at those guys, they have 8 national championships between the two of them. Coach K has 6 gold medals. And so you can't deny that. They've been great for basketball.
Yeah.
That being said, I love those opportunities. Those opportunities are great for me and our university.
What's going to be the biggest surprise about this team for NC State fans in the ACC as they watch it?
I think we'll play – I think you'll like the way we play on both ends of the floor, providing that we don't have any situations with the pandemic. And I truly understand that the pandemic is still going on. We'll play a little faster. I have 10 guys that I really feel comfortable putting in the game to be able to play the way we want to play. You're going to love our young guys. Our young guys are talented. They're pushing our older guys. 1 or 2 of those guys may find their way in the starting lineup. Love our transfer, getting Casey Moselle and Greg Gant, older, experienced guys that will not only help us on the court but also in the locker room.
All right, Travion Smith.
Taquavion,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Taquavion
so you're
Smith.
Gonna, and I know
I'm going to call his name too.
Yeah, but you're going to get our fan base a little upset at you right now. You got to watch that. It's Taquavion.
Taquavion Smith.
I like your nickname.
My nickname or his nickname? Baby T.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Baby T.
Yeah, but we changed that. It's Buckets.
Buckets.
Yeah, because he can get buckets. He can score. He's good. He's talented. When you talk about the Gatorade Player of the Year in North Carolina, a really good basketball player. Ernest Ross is also a good player for us, and so is Breon Pass. So the 3 freshmen are hungry. They're really good players for us.
Jericho told us that Ernest Ross, very versatile player.
Ernest Ross is a guy who really, and I know a lot of coaches say that, he can really guard 1 through 5. He's talented. He's long. He's athletic. He's going to be a good player.
That'll fit right with the way you like to guard too.
Yeah, and he's going to have a chance to get on the floor.
Huh.
By the way, speaking of, we were talking about your moves a while ago with the players on social media.
Did you see that?
Not only did I see it, I was bragging to your players about how you were snapping ankles out there.
I'm still living a dream. I never got recruited to the ACC. I could never play at a place like NC State.
How'd they miss?
So every time I get a chance, every time I get a chance to play those guys for 15 seconds, I give them my best.
And it was strong, what I saw.
Well,
it was strong. I saw a clip of about 6 seconds. But it was a solid 6.
That's all you wanted on there was 6 seconds.
Just remember, I hired the video guys, too, just so you know that.
Which is really important.
It's very important. Saw the clips where I made the great play. You didn't see when I got stripped like 5 times.
I didn't see any strips. I just saw through the legs.
Are you telling me that he counters and scores on you every once in a while? We just didn't get that to the tape?
When you're older, you guys know this. There's no way you're going to lose that game.
That's right.
Yeah, he may accidentally travel every now and then, or there may be a phantom foul, but he's fouling. You know that.
Back to a serious nature.
Yeah.
Do you like where we are right now in college hoops? Or is this a transitional period that, hey, we can go a number of different directions?
No, it's a transitional period. but I like the direction that we're going. I'm a fan of the NIL. I'm a fan of what's happening in college basketball. I know it's different. I know everybody has their own opinions.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I still think we have a great game, and we will continue to have a great game. I think we all have to adapt to where the game is going right now.
Jordan Usher from Georgia Tech was with us earlier. He said that your best investment as a basketball player is to still come play college basketball.
Right.
He said, I get the G League, the D League, all the Ignite, all that jazz that's available, going overseas, whatever. He still thinks as a player, and he started his career at Southern Cal and transferred to Atlanta. He still thinks the best investment as a player is to come play the college game.
Well, we've made it better for college players, and I know one of the biggest things is there's the quick money. That's money that's been thrown around at some of these semi-pro leagues. But you can make money now off name, image, and likeness. You cannot pass up the college experience. You can, whether you stay in college for 4 years and get your degree, or you start off by getting 1 or 2 years getting your degree, it's still you can come back and graduate. At some point, basketball is going to stop. You want to have a degree to be able to provide for your family. It's a great game. I don't knock those who try to go early and decide that it's not for them. But at the end of the day, there's no substitute for college basketball.
By the way, it's been interesting to talk with a couple coaches who can take advantage of this. Dave Dorn's early success this year in football, great year last year. Fans are now back. I don't need to tell you about NC State, Wolfpack Nation. They want to win a championship. Seems like there's great momentum with what Boo Corrigan has been able to establish at NC State.
Boo has done tremendous. He has a tremendous relationship with his entire athletic department. He's coach's AD. He's there. He and I have a tremendous relationship, not just us, just everybody, every head coach and every coach in this department. He's open to be able to talk to. He's easy to talk to. He understands the vision that we have as an athletic department, and I think that's tremendous. That win against Clemson, and we've had some tremendous atmosphere. That may be the best atmosphere I've seen since I've been at NC State, and we've won, I think, 10 top 25 games, and we've had unbelievable atmosphere. But that win was electric. That was great. I'm so excited for Dave. That moves the needle for his program.
Yeah.
And for you. Right?
And for everyone.
Right.
When one of our programs is successful, that means everybody can be successful.
Right. You said that before. We've talked about Wes Moore on the women's side, Elliott Avent, you name it, right? Coach Holloway, what he's done.
Yep. It's Wes, and you guys said it. It starts with the top. I don't know how many folks out here that haven't met Boo Corrigan, but he's the best. He's there for us, and that's what's important.
Good to see you.
Good seeing y'all.
Be well.
Always a pleasure.
Y'all the best, and I'm telling you, man, I really miss you guys.
Well, I tell you what, if you missed us that bad, next time you're in Charlotte,
just come by the house.
Just come by the house and hang out with us in the basement. Bring something for the dogs.
This is the first time that I've ever been invited to the basement.
Open invitation.
And that was after a promo when Packard cut his face shaving, and we got your free ads for about a month and a half.
I was bleeding half to death.
That's right.
That's right. Anytime.
Hey, thank you guys for all you do.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks,
appreciate it. Kevin Keats of NC State.
Folks, we welcome NC State into the room here in Uptown Charlotte. We've got about 15 minutes with the Wolfpack, so we will try to use our time wisely. We will start our questions down here in the first row. The gentleman just to our right, coach and team, and we'll go from there.
Daniel Wilson, InsidePackSports.com. Coach, this is for you. I'm sure it's a fair assessment to say that in terms of the national scope, NC State's been the perennial bronze medalist in the Triangle ACC teams. With Coach Williams retired and Coach Krzyzewski on his way out the door. No disrespect intended to Coach Davis or Coach Shire. Do you see this season as a prime opportunity to kind of shift the hierarchy in the region and by consequence the conference?
Yeah, first of all, I'll say this. It's good to be back in front of you guys. Honestly, I know some of you guys may not believe this, but I miss you guys. And I'm glad that we can be face to face. I don't like the bronze medal thing. I can tell you that now, because we're not bronze medal to anybody. That being said, I'll spend, because I know I'll get a couple questions about this, and it is important. What Coach K and Roy Williams did for college basketball is probably second to none. When you look at those guys, between the two of them, they have 8 national championships, and Coach K has 6 gold medals. And so they have both been tremendous, not just for the ACC, but for our entire, basketball programs across the country. And so they will be missed. They'll be missed, not just on the court and what they've done, but also just behind the scenes, the thing that they fought for. As far as the, opportunity, we look for opportunity from the day that I got here. We're NC State. We don't try to be Duke. We don't try to be Carolina. They have their own programs, and we fight for us. I like the brand that we're building. We're getting there. We're putting some pieces on the floor that can be effective every night. I like the direction that our program's going in.
Let's stay on the front row just to your left.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Coach, you said you missed being back in here, being in front of people. What has the last 18 months taught you and kind of dealing with not only the pandemic, but the ever-changing culture of collegiate athletics and amateurism kind of seemingly going out the door?
Yeah, it's and when I say I miss being in front of you guys, I don't ever take for granted what you guys had to go through just to cover our teams. And I don't take for granted what you guys go through at the house. It's, the pandemic is not just for basketball or athletes. It's kind of everybody. The last 18 months has been probably the most challenging time that I've had as a coach. It's been different. It's been, unique in a bad way. We had, for us, just to talk about us last year, we had 2 separate pauses that I thought we were playing really good basketball, and then because of the pandemic, we kind of got set back. And then when you add the fact that our best leading scorer in Devin Daniels, who was averaging about 17 points a game and close to 5 or 6 rebounds, went down, we had to completely shift, who we are. NC State, our fan base is tremendous. They're passionate. We've had a top 25, attendance, been top 25 in attendance since 1999. And when you walk out in the PNC and you basically see 150 people, man, that's not a great experience. We've had a lot of wins in that building. We've been able to beat a lot of top 25 teams because of that, and it completely changed it. I have guys on my team, in particular Cam Hayes, who has never played in front of 20,000. These guys have, and it was completely different, and hopefully we can get back to being a little bit close to normal.
We're going to go about the third row just straight ahead. Young lady who's raising her hand.
Alyssa Ray, WNCN Raleigh. Coach, to have Manny back and DJ, how much confidence do you have in that veteran front court?
Well, I got Manny back. I don't have DJ back. DJ's gone, but that's okay. Yeah, listen, I thought you knew something I didn't know. I was like, it's good. No, having Manny back is tremendous. During the off season, there was a lot of communication, and if you guys want to let Manny touch on it, I will, about possibly Manny Bates going somewhere else to play. And I will tell you, in college basketball, with the landscape of what basketball is about, those conversations will happen very often. It won't just be Manny Bates. It won't just be NC State. It'll be every program, every coach. But at the end of the day, after having a conversation with Manny and his mom, who is a tremendous lady, I think Manny understood the value of being at NC State, how he has developed, and we're so glad and grateful that he's with our program. He is, when you talk about these 2 guys, they're about NC State. They're 2 guys that I recruited straight out of high school, and each one of them have gotten better every year. They've added some to their game. For Manny Bates, I know a lot of you guys look at him as a defensive player, but I think you saw a glimpse of how good he could be offensively last year. You're not going to believe me. We just had a conversation, and I asked him right at lunch, I said, where do you think you rank as a three-point shooter on our team? And he said he was in the top 6. So he's improved his game. He's been able to make shots from outside. You will see him take some threes. The more he make, the more opportunities I'll give him. The more he miss, then we're going to have a conversation. But I'm excited. Manny not only just a good basketball player, but he's a tremendous person. He's a great ambassador for NC State and our basketball program. So I'm ecstatic that he's back. And DJ was a good player. We would have taken him back too, but it was better for him to go make some money.
Manny, would you like to respond to any or all of that?
I mean, like, just like Coach said, like that's kind of stuff that's gonna happen. You know, I just want to have an honest conversation with him and my mom, and honestly, I'm just glad to be back.
So we've got 2 more questions queued up. We're going to go second row just to your left here.
Jonas Pope, News and Observer. Coach, this time of year, everybody's optimistic and everybody's, positive about looking forward to the season. But what's one thing or a couple of things that is kind of keeping you up at night? Any concerns or any things you want to see on the court or see played out in front of you as the season goes on?
Yeah, I think the thing that keeps me up at night is that the pandemic is not over. And I think sometimes we forget that. And, as a coach that was sitting at the ACC tournament, with the opportunity to go play Duke again to advance and for it to be taken away from you, and then obviously what we went through last year, that concerns me, that bothers me. I hope that we continue to practice safe and make sure that we all fight together to defeat the virus, because obviously the more we work together, the better opportunity that we'll have a chance to be able to play in front of people and you guys will be able to cover us live. And so if you had to ask me, Jonas, I would say that's the one thing that really bothers me. Most of the stuff that bothers coaches doesn't have to do with their team at this moment. It's about everything that's surrounding the team.
Coach, to your right, or players, everybody, to your right, second row near the audio pit here.
Hi, Coach. Hi, players. Chris Lee from WRAL in Raleigh. Coach, you actually just touched on my question, but this is more so for Manny and Jericho. Coach can be at NC State for the rest of his life. You guys only have a few years to really be there, and he mentioned it. You guys maybe, beat Duke in 2020, make a run, go to the NCAA tournament. That's taken away. Your pauses last year, that also impacted the health and how many players were available. What type of hunger do you guys have personally for this year and try to make a run to get to the NCAA tournament, since your run as college basketball players, it's only a short amount of years you guys have to accomplish those types of things?
About being hungry, that's a great opportunity, like Coach said, to just be able to come out. I just think being on the court is just a blessing anyways, besides the fact that we have a pandemic going around. It's just got to take everything as it is and just keep working, and I think I'm really excited. So.
But I said to piggyback off that, like, we're just hungry to get back and play in front of our fans. Like, we have some of the best fans in college basketball. So, like, for us to miss out on that last year, it's going to be even better for us to come out this year and play in front of them.
So second row to your left.
Corey Smith with Pack Pride. Jericho, this question's for you. I wanted to ask, going into the season, obviously the opportunity is much higher for you than it has been in years past. You've been more of a role player in the last few years, and you got to step up at the end of last season. How much have you tried to change your game and tried to, get ready for that? But also, what role do you see yourself playing now at this point? Because there is opportunity there at both the 3 and the 4.
Right. As far as my role on the team, I feel like being a leader is the number one aspect and thing that I need to focus on as far as the team, doing whatever I need to do to kind of give back to the team so that we can win games, because that's the overall goal, and trying to get a championship at the end of the day, and enhancing anything that I need to do as far as ball handling, shooting the ball, playing defense, and just being an all-around player. So.
To your right, towards the very back, gentleman in the light blue checkered.
Coach Wolfpack from WFNZ in Charlotte. You mentioned it a little bit earlier with Manny coming back, but what makes him such a unique defender for you to have back? And I guess you've called him one of the best players you've coached in terms of defense. What makes him that?
Yeah, he's a game changer. The way we play is we like to extend our defense. We like to pressure the ball. We take gambles. We love steals. We chart deflections. We try to get 40 deflections a game. And because of Manny Bates, we're allowed to play that way. He is, without a doubt, the best defensive player that I've ever had as assistant or a head coach. His timing is unbelievable. He's a great shot blocker. But we don't give him enough credit for the shots he don't block, but the ones that he alter. And, I think that's what's made him special. He's gotten better every year, and now with his shot blocking ability, it's allowed him now to be a little bit better offensive player where he can score in the paint and do some other things. So I just don't want to label him, though he is the best defensive player we've had. I think it's so much more to his game that you'll see other than just defense. Now, I don't want him to stop blocking shots now just because of that, but he's a tremendous shot blocker and a good offensive player also.
Back to the second row to the left.
Jericho, you mentioned earlier about being a leader. Being the most experienced guy doesn't automatically put someone in a leadership position. But what did you kind of do to step out and make sure the guys followed your lead and to become that leader this year? And as a follow-up, Manny, how have you seen him take over and lead this team in the offseason?
I feel like being a leader doesn't even always have actually, I would say leading by example is the first thing. Just trying to do whatever I can to help guys along the way, and if they need somebody to talk to or just be there for the team, not necessarily little things. Actually, I focus on little things that people don't notice and just spreading love. So,
Team, your last question will come to the very back, to the left of the cameras. Gentleman raising his hand right here.
Yes, B-Dot, Carolina Blitz. Coach Keats, I just want to ask you about the 3-3-6 guys on the team. Breon Pass, Cam Hayes looked like he's added some weight, looked like he's been in the weight room. Can you just speak on those guys and losing the 3-3-6 talent in Shaq Moore?
Yeah, B-Dot, you know this. I love all my players, but we've been able to get a special bond of certain guys that have attended NC State that are in state. And those guys, they play with pride. Their pride is, we're born and raised here in this state, and we want to represent NC State the right way. When you talk about Cam Hayes is a guy who I kind of threw in the fire last year. He was a freshman. As you guys who's covered the ACC for a long time know, it's really hard to compete and perform as a freshman, especially at the toughest position in college basketball as a point guard. But he did well. He had moments. He was really good. He's completely changed his body. He's put on some good weight. He's starting to finish around the rim. He's starting to become a better leader. And I think that'll help us as he matures as a basketball player and as a leader. And then Breon Pass, his story is so incredible. When you think about this young man, he's won 3 state championships in football. And because of his dad and his relationship with his dad, who passed away, wanted to be involved with basketball. It's a great story. One of the hardest workers on our team. The other day in practice, he took 3 charges. He got on the floor twice. He brings the mentality of a football player to the basketball court, and he's going to be a really good basketball player. So we love our state guys. They represent us well. We've had a couple guys, as you talked about, Shaquille Moore, who I think is going to be a really good player as he transfers. I thought in his situation it was better for him to go somewhere else because some guys being close to home is not a strength. Sometimes it's a weakness. And in his case, I thought it would be better for him to be somewhere else.
NC State, before we let you go, Jericho, you had a birthday last week. Happy belated birthday.
Appreciate it.
He was looking forward to these guys singing him happy birthday, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So.
Yeah, we've just run out of time, I'm afraid. NC State, good luck this year. Miami is due up next.